All right, this is my first ever video. I'm doing this to me, for me, but maybe one day it'll inspire someone some way. Wow. Okay. So I've been working on building this media company for like 10 years. From like 18 to now I'm 28. And I've had this vision since like high school that I was going to do this. And the fact that like I'm here now is just mind blowing. Everything about it. I mean, I've pretty much devoted my life to building skill sets needed to do what I'm about to do, which is build a media company in two different fields. Sports, which is my Beers by the Ivy. Crazy, I even have a logo. And then Joey Scott Media, which is my motivational speaking, my life content, and then most important to me, maybe not the public, but my music and my writing, of which is music, movies, and books. What a road. And for me personally, sitting here right now, it's crazy to even see like this wall. Because these are like the short synopsis of all my writing from 10 years of 30 plus books, notebooks of deep level, intellectually, spiritually connecting poetry to break it down. Like, I am of legend, be you, only you, Joey Scott. Like that's literally everything I will ever do in a nutshell. You got build the field. I love that saying. You got our future over here. It's one of my songs. It's the first song I ever wrote, or epiphany that I had while writing the song was like, I want children. I wrote it. I remember walking down to like the Indiana University Library on Jordan. There's like a street light. I wrote the first two verses in my head, went to the library, wrote them down, and then wrote the rest of the song right then and there. Music's always challenging because you never know if people are going to like it, but I'll get to that in a second. Sprint, laugh, yell. If you ever want to overcome anything in life, get a good sprint in, get a good laugh in, and get a good yell in. Keeps you grounded, keeps you back to basics, keeps you enjoying being physical. Butter cheese. It's my guitar style I invented. It's also the term I use for the enjoyment of what you enjoy, the subtleness in what you enjoy. It could be, you could love the mountain bike. It could be the clicking of the wheels and the pedals. It's that sound. For me, it's a certain note bend in the guitar, but I call my guitar style that I invented butter cheese. Wow. So yeah, then there's my music logo, which is my amp. I've had this for a couple years, but it's like one of my favorite things in life. It's the sound of me, quite frankly. But yeah, that's my custom colorway that I essentially invented. My friends over at Two Rock put it together for me, so honored to have that thing. But yeah, crazy. My Beers by the Ivy. Maybe I should start with that and then I'll go into my music. Once again, this is just for me to probably look back in 20 years and be like, oh, there I was. I have all this footage of like me like writing music and playing music. I'm talking like when I didn't even know how to play guitar, from like high school. Or I never played guitar in high school technically, but in college, of just me like learning like power chords and like producing like my first album, which I was just like a prove it to myself that I could make any kind of music, whether it was horrific or not. But I got all this footage, so but yeah, Beers by the Ivy, that's my sports podcast. It's everything from, obviously Cubs. The theme is drinking beers in Wrigleyville. Wrigleyville is like one of my favorite places in the world. It's like top 2. I just love going to Cubs games and everything about the Cubs and everything about Wrigley. And so, for a while I didn't play sports, but I kind of missed it. But I also thought like sitting there watching sports is a young male was kind of like a pathetic action. But at the same time, I felt like, well, you kind of miss sports, and sports are really good for you. You know, the competitiveness and there's so many good life lessons that you remind yourself that you learned playing sports, and so that's essentially what my podcast is. It's shooting the shit and talking sports with a little bit of intensity and the life lessons. So Cubs, college football, NFL, anything big, Pacers recently because they were just in the playoffs, NBA, yeah, NHL, hopefully the Penguins come back. But yeah, so that's been going on good. That's a separate channel, Beers by the Ivy. It's on all social network, all socials. So yeah, that's been pretty fun. Learning how to do all that too, once again, this video is for me too, me for the future, is just almost impossible. I mean, just I had to get a room, move everything. I had my extra room, move everything out of it, you know, and then you had to find a table, which is that great Kanye quote, like tweet from like way back. It was like, you know, looking to have a meeting, but need a table. Like straight up, if you don't have a table, you're screwed. Like the table is so important to set the stage for any kind of meeting. And so I got that off Facebook. That thing is an absolute tank. You can sleep on it. It's that sturdy. And then I remember figuring out like how to get all these posters and logos put together. Oh my gosh, you don't even know. This logo, my Joey Scott Media logo with BU Only You on the mic. Looks like this, but it has a different case. That took a lot of brain power putting this all together. I've had this idea for a long time. So seeing it put together there and like, you know, the hand drawn aspect of it, it's just so cool. I mean, I honestly think it's one of the coolest music posters I've ever seen. You know, and then all my other motivational posters, these are just reminders, right? I am is your self-power of legends, your past history of your soul and your energy and your experiences. Like you have so much history to yourself that is just amazing. And then you only use the ultimate reminder that, you know, just be yourself. Like that's when you have the most, you know, soul power, most energy, most purpose on earth. So yeah, so back to the sports podcast. Yeah, so that's been going up. It's so funny. It's like I'll make like one video and you get like 7 views and you're just like, I don't spend that much time, but I spent like 25 minutes on that. 7 views. Oh. And then TikTok or Instagram, YouTube Shorts, 250 views, and you're like, that's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. And then one will get like 500 and you're like, 500? So yeah, hope one day it's 500,000, you know, and if I get 100,000, I'm like pissed off. I'm like, whoa. But right now I'm like, you know, 250. Today for the first time I posted videos on Joey Scott Media. It's like 2 motivational things about like being a man and women not sexualizing themselves, because you give away your self-power when you do that. And I was just so pumped. I think one's got 11 views right now, and the other's got like 7. And I'm like just so excited to have posted that. It was like 10 years of just like holding back, just giving it, and then just being like, oh, here's my thoughts, my dreams, and my ambitions to bring a positive message and help people and grow a cool community and culture. It's just freaking awesome. So yeah, I'm just so pumped. It's so late at night too. It's so late at night and I was just so pumped when I posted those videos. I always remember like, the relief, especially with like what I was going through a year ago, like with the medical stuff. It's like, I mean, part of a thyroid problem is that you're not speaking enough. You have too much to give, and I feel like the backup was just like too backed up. Like I'm just loving the feeling of just the energy flowing through me. Just exactly what I need, you know. All right, let me just talk about my music real quick. Oh, let me talk about the hats. Yeah, and I got all these badass hats. Oh my god. It's so freaking cool to just see your own logo and your own dreams like into reality. So I got my Joey Scott Media hats. I got my Beard by the Ivy hats. It's just so freaking cool. Let's talk about my music. Yeah, so I was just recording like some stuff for like all the kind of intro. I found out my interface was broken. I was like, why does it sound so bad? Like maybe I am that bad, but my interface was broken. So I'm just like, great, that's a situation. So yeah, they're gonna send me a new one because it's like under warranty. But I'm like, oh my gosh, each thing about this business is just so challenging. There's just everything about everything. It's like my website. I built this badass website that probably would have cost me 15 to 20K for someone to actually build it, but I just literally built it myself over weeks and weeks, and just every little thing, right? First, you got to get the logos. Well, you don't have the logos, and you build a website, and then you're like, well, now I need logos. And then you get the logos, you put them in the website, and you're like, oh my God, these look so cool. Then you got to figure out the coloring, and then you got to figure out all these things. It's like, what are you going to say on the website? So then you write the whole thing. You write all the sales copy. Cool. So you do all that. Great. And it looks super good. Then you got to figure out like the workings of the websites and all the different links going different places. And then you want this link to open up in a separate tab, but you don't want this one to open up a separate tab. Well, how do you do that? It's just like a million. You want certain fonts because you don't want you want your font. You don't want, the other person's font or the normal font. You want something kind of unique. Well, how the hell do you input a font? It's just one after another, like million bajillion things that I've essentially had to figure out over the last few months. Oh, not even to mention, I even started with this thing with all the trademarks. Oh, okay, well, to trademark anything, it costs $2,500 to $6,000 for a lawyer to do it. And I'm just like, what are we talking about? Like, I mean, the one thing about the United States government is, and their agencies, is everything's online these days. Like, all the information is online, of which there's websites. I'm not kidding you. I read, I think, 2 to 3 books on just trademarks alone, because I just wanted to know everything. I didn't read the whole book, but, I skimmed everything I needed. And I just did all the trademarks myself. So that's how I started it, doing all the, all that. I probably read like 10 business books strictly about media business and just basic, like, LLC practice stuff. Yeah, that's how I started. Then I did the trademarks. And then from there, I built the website and I did all the like physical things, where it's like designing the posters, getting the posters printed, who's going to print the posters, where the posters get printed from, the frames, how you do the frames, how you going to hang this up so it's all symmetrical. I know that's off, but like the rest of it, other than this one, that just needs to move over like an inch. This is like geometry and a half. Okay, I had the hooks, but I had the wrong hooks. It's just unbelievable what goes in to just basically starting just a dummy little media thing that I'm doing. It's just remarkable, but I'm so glad I'm here. God, it's just freaking awesome, bro. I finally feel like I'm like actually like living my dreams, like starting my dreams, versus I had like the last 2 years I was just literally in a gutter. I was just like, I should have started maybe 2 years ago. I don't know if I was ready, but now I'm definitely ready. Never been more ready for anything in my entire life. Oh, so exciting. Oh yeah, let's talk about my music now. Yeah, my music, oh my gosh. I've literally so proud of my music. And this is what people that don't create art will never understand. And this is, if you're an artist and you're watching this, like this is right here, probably the motivational point of this entire video. When you create something, it never matters what anyone thinks. And the reason why is because when you create something, it's all about that moment and that moment only. When I'm writing these songs that are deeply intellectual, that sometimes I'm even going to like literally like I'm communicating with my spiritual self, and I'm writing all this deep level of poetry and music and going on this amazing journey that I usually go on when I write. That's the experience, man. Whether someone likes your music or thinks your art's good or not, who cares? Like, that's irrelevant. That's just like the cherry on top. If you can share your art with the world and people like it, like, that's incredible. But at the end of the day, it's really just about that moment that you had. Like, that's being an artist, man. So, man and girl. Let me say man. I mean, man is like people, But it's just, man, I'm so proud of my first set of music. 23 songs. I mean, it's an absolute work of art. And you're not going to be able to convince me otherwise. When I was 18, I made this like idea. I was like, what if someone actually wrote the true like development from like a person's like going from like not having themselves to like getting to a point where they're like, I don't know how to phrase this correctly, but like living a more essentially a heavenly life with like their soul's energy within them. And I just like went on this like 10-year journey of like figuring all that out and writing it all in music. And the music of today is a complete embarrassment of the human experience. It's absolutely horrific. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. It's not music. It's what they play in hell, literally. I mean, that's like literally what they play in hell. And yeah, my music's literally that. My music is seriously the opposite of that. That's why some people are gonna hate it, because it's challenging. If it even sounds good. I mean, if it doesn't sound good, like I can't, maybe I do suck at singing, or my guitar style sucks, or, whatever. No one wants to hear you need to go to sleep. I need to go to sleep too. We all need to go to sleep, okay? He's down there. Cousin Storm was in my face all day today. Anyways, but yeah, I'm so proud of that set. There's so many good songs. You're in My Arms. Incredible song. Where do I begin? I don't even know how to describe that song. It's so powerful. Carry Me So I Can Carry You. Genius. Romer's Groove. The only song I've ever written twice. Very tough concept to understand. Wood of the Man, one of my old school songs. Our Future. Just a fun, good love song. Challenging songs like Could Have Been Easier for You. Defining what a man is. Who is he? Defining who someone's husband is, or who the man you want to be is. Oh, man. Yeah. A Moment in Time. Probably my deepest, most intellectually impressive song. She Ponders, the first time I ever really crossed over the barrier. Man. Yeah. Like I said, I don't know what's gonna work. Like maybe Beers by the Ivy is the biggest failure ever. Maybe my media company, like side motivational speaking, I just say stuff that everyone hates, and I'm just like the laughing stock of the league. Maybe my music is just a complete joke. I don't know, but something's gonna work. That's the best part. Is, well, maybe everything else fails and the music works, or maybe I just become a motivational speaker, right? I don't know. But right now, in the business wise, like the way I set it up is I have everything open and every door open for me to hopefully start like converting into, my courses I want to make. I want to make a guitar course, my coaching. I have this like Blitz package where essentially you spend 2 hours with me and we talk through whatever you're going through and whatever, area you want to improve, and like how to do that from a lens of like be you, only you. And I wrote down my whole methodology on the site. That's freaking badass. I got like songwriting, coaching, coursing coming up. I got even guitar coaching too with the course. That's sweet. I don't even want to do stuff with like IT for like that I've been doing for like my actual career. I could do like, all this project manager stuff. That's the best part about why I started this media company. It's not really a media company. It's actually a virtual asset company. It just allows me to deploy like anything and everything that I want to create. Hold on. But yeah, I'm trying to think if I had anything else I wanted to cover in this. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just really looking forward to making videos on life and my music going out. I already put together a schedule, and I got a bunch of innovative things that I'm gonna do that I don't think anyone else is doing on YouTube. So I'm looking forward to doing some of that and really just living my dream. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, I got to get to my wife and children. I don't know. Maybe I've done a terrible job of that. Probably have. And in the last 10 years, probably the most embarrassing portfolio of just emptiness in my life. But I like where I'm at. I like how I feel. I like how my physical body feels right now. And yeah, I'm ready to rock. Where do I think this is going to go? I don't know. I have dreams and stuff, Like I would love to play a show at Wrigley Field somehow. Like that would be incredible. Red Rocks, my high school stadium, football stadium. It's huge. That'd be really cool. I mean, love to be a speaker in different areas. I'd love to like go to Wrigley and see people wearing the Beers by the Ivy hat. But, at the end of the day, life's really only about, and this is really what I've been working on recently with my writing. Life's really only about spending time with the people you should be spending time with, which is your family. And it's about finding your soulmate, twin flame, marrying her, having children, appreciating your children being there, teaching them, preparing them for their life. And then, them moving on. And then you just bugging them all the time. Showing up randomly. Hanging out with their kids. Just being an absolute rock star. That'll be the best age of my life, probably. It's when I'm like retired-ish. Showing up. Especially if I have a kid who goes to IU. Having a great time at Nick's on Wednesdays. Just living life a little bit. Alright. Oh yeah, I'm also working on this book series. I've had this book series idea in my brain for like a year or two. It's gonna be absolutely epic. I'm probably not gonna be done with it until I'm late 30s. I straight up don't know enough about this realm to write large quantities of this book series. It's going to be so vast in so many different worlds. Like, I need to live life more to have enough knowledge to even try to write what I want to write. Because I think it's going to be just an epic novelization of hopefully a generation, but it should be awesome. I mean, it even could become like a movie series. I don't know, I'm really looking forward to doing that and living more. But yeah, this is probably the biggest year of my life right now. And I am here for it, that's for sure. I cannot wait. I'm going to keep up with Beers by the Ivy. I'm still learning about some of that. Love to get some interviews going. And then Joey Scott Media. Yeah. Follow me on all the socials, guys. If you're watching this, even if it's 10 years down the road and you're going back to this video, follow me on the socials. If I quit, I won't be there, but I don't think I'll quit. This is pretty much my purpose in life. At least my professional purpose in life. Yeah, I cannot wait. This is going to be so cool. It's already so cool. I mean, just even seeing this, I cannot wait till I sell one of these posters. I'm going to write like the biggest thank you note ever. It's going to be just so effing badass. Hopefully we bring a lot of positivity to the world and inspire people to essentially, be closer to themselves, which will, at the end of the day, get them on their life path, make sure they find, their soulmate and have the family life that they're meant to have. Not this dull emptiness of pain after pain after painful moment. That's not a good life. That's not a good life. As a guy who spent a lot of time alone in his life, I really know for a fact the purpose of life is to strictly spend time with the people you care about, laugh, sprint, laugh, yell, and yeah. All right, I'll finish. I am I am of legend. Be only you, Joey Scott. Thanks for watching.